Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about a problem solving in K-means algorithm. So we have to cluster the following objects O1 to O8 into three clusters, which is having two features X and Y. So before getting into the problem, let us first discuss what is clustering. Clustering means finding clusters in a data set. So we are saying finding clusters within a data set is called clustering. So what is cluster? So a cluster is a grouping of data points. What are data points? We will be having number of rows in a data set. So each row is represented as data point. So cluster is grouping of those data points or objects in a data set that are similar to other object in the same group. So similar object should be in the same group and dissimilar to data points or objects in other group. Those similar objects within a group should be dissimilar to other group in the data set. So data points in a particular group should be similar to each other and dissimilar to the data points in the other group. So look at this figure. Here we have three clusters. So the distance between two data points within a group or within a cluster is called intra-cluster distance, and the distance between two clusters or two groups are called inter-cluster distance. So K-means is an clustering algorithm in which it tries to minimize this intra-cluster distance, that is distance between distance between data points within a cluster should be minimized, and distance between data points in different clusters should be maximized. So K-means try to minimize the intra-cluster distance, that is distance between data points within a cluster, and maximize the inter-cluster distance. So now we understand K-means is an clustering algorithm in which we need to find the distance or dissimilarity between the data points. So how we can calculate the dissimilarity or the distance? For that we are going to use Euclidean distance in this problem. So this is the Euclidean distance formula, and we will understand this formula using an example. So we are having two customers, customer 1 and customer 2. Each customer is having two features, age and income. So customer 1 is one row in a data set, customer 2 is another row in a data set. So customer 1 is having 54 age and 190 income, and customer 2 is having 50 age and 200 income. Now, the dissimilarity between this customer 1 and customer 2 can be calculated using the formula square root of, let age of the customer be x1 and x2 and income of the customers be y1 and y2. Then the formula is square root of x1 minus x2 the whole square plus y1 minus y2 the whole square. That is 54 minus 50 the whole square plus 190 minus 200 the whole square. This should be within the square root. So the result 10.77 is the dissimilarity between customer 1 and customer 2. Now coming to the problem. So we are having 8 data points and two features x and y. Step 1, first we need to have a initial centroids. So we are going to use object 1, that is 2 comma 10, and object 4, that is 5 comma 8, and object 7, that is 1 comma 2 as initial centroids. Then k will be 3. So as k equal to 3, we are going to have 3 clusters, and for cluster 1 we are going to take the centroid c1 as 2 comma 10, and for cluster 2 we are going to take center C2 as 5 comma 8, and for cluster 3 centroid C3 is 1 comma 2. Look at this figure. The centroids are center of all these data points in a particular cluster. Now we have to identify what are all the data points near to those centers. So next we need to calculate So we need to calculate the distance between each data point and each cluster center using the Euclidean distance. Let us first take the object O1. So O1 is 2 comma 10. So we are going to calculate the distance between O1 and C1. O1 is 2 comma 10. C1 is also 2 comma 10. Also C1 is also 2 comma 10 because both are same point. Now the distance will be 2 minus 2 the whole square, that is x1 x2 y1 y2. This 2 is x1, this 2 is x2, this 10 is y1 and this 10 is y2. The distance should be square root of 2 minus 2 the whole square plus 10 minus 10 the whole square, which will be 0. And the distance between the object 1 and the center C2. Now the center C2 is 5 comma 8. Then the distance will be square root of 2 minus 5 the whole square plus 10 minus 8 the whole square, which will be square root of 13. And also we need to calculate the distance between object 1 and the center C3. So object 1 is 2 comma 10, center C3 is 1 comma 2. Then the distance should be square root of 2 minus 1 the whole square plus 10 minus 2 the whole square, which will be square root of 65. Out of these three distances, 0 is the minimum distance. So object 1 will be belonging to the cluster C1. So this 0 indicates that the object O1 is nearest to the centroid C1. So we assign O1 to cluster C1. Then object O2. Object O2 is 2 comma 5. Object O2 is 2 comma 5, and we should calculate the distance between this O2 2 comma 5 and all the three centroids C1, C2 and C3. So sorry, this is not A2, this is O2. So O2 of 2 comma 5, distance between O2 comma C1 equal to square root of 2 minus 2 the whole square plus 5 minus 10 the whole square, which will be square root of 25. And then we need to calculate the distance between O2 and C2 and O2 and C3. Out of these three distances, square root of 10 will be the minimum. So we will be assigning the O2 to the cluster C3 because O2 is nearest to the centroid C3. Similarly, the point A3 belongs to C2 because the distance of C2 is minimum, square root of 25. So we will be assigning the O3 to the cluster C2 because O3 is near to the centroid C2. Similarly, we need to calculate the distance of all other points in the data sets. O1, O2, O3, O4, O5, O6, O7, O8. So the distance between all these data points should be calculated with three clusters. So the distance of object 1 with the C1, C2, C3, and distance of object 2 with C1, C2, C3, and distance of object 3 with the C1, C2, C3 up to distance of object 8 with the C1, C2, C3 will be calculated, and it is tabulated here. So these are the 8 data points and its distance from C1, C2, C3. So depending upon the minimum distance, so here 0 is the minimum distance. As 0 is the minimum distance, O1 is nearest to the centroid C1 and we are assigning O1 to cluster 1. And here square root of 10 is the minimum distance. So O2 is nearest to the centroid C3. So we are assigning O2 to cluster 3. Similarly, we are assigning each and every object to the clusters. In cluster 1, we are having O1. In cluster 2, we are having O3, O4, O5, O6 and O8. In cluster 3, we are having O2 and O7. Now, next step is we need to compute the new clusters. For computing the new clusters, we need to calculate the new center. The new cluster center is computed by taking mean of all the points contained in that cluster. For example, cluster 1 is having only 1 point, cluster 2 is having 2, 4, 5 points, and cluster 3 is having 2 points. So we need to take the mean of those data points and we need to get the new cluster centroid. So for the center C1 of cluster 1, we have only one object, that is O1. So the cluster center C1 remains the same. There is no change in that. For center C2 of cluster 2, this is not A3, A4, A5, A6, A8. This is O3, O4, A. This is O3, O4, O5, O6, and O8. So for center C2 of cluster 2, we are having these 5 data points. So we are going to take the mean of these 5 data points, which will become the new centroid for the cluster C2. Similarly, for C3, we are having 2 data points, O2 and O7. So we are going to take the mean and which will be the new centroid for the cluster C3. This is one iteration. Similarly, we need to go on more number of iterations. So how many number of iterations we should go? Let's see. So now we have the centroid C1, which is 2, 2, centroid C2 6, 6, and centroid C3 1.5, 3.5. So we started with the centroids C1 2, 10, C2 5, 8, C3 1, 2. And now after the first iteration, the centroids are C1 2, 10, C2 6, 6, and C3 1.5, 3.5. Now once again we have to calculate the distance of all points from the new centroids. See, in this step 2, we were calculating the distance between each data point with the center, right? So similarly, with the new centroid, we need to calculate the distance of each and every data points. And then the points are reclustered and the centroids move again. See, now the centroids are moving from 5, 8 and 1, 2 to 6, 6 and 1.5, 3.5. Similarly, if you calculate once again the distance, the centroids will move. Because k-means is an iterative algorithm and we need to repeat the step 2 of calculating the distance and step 3 of recomputing the new clusters again with new centroids. And this continues until the centroids no longer move. What it means? That is, there is no change in centroids. The C1, C2, C3, here there is change in the centroids. Here there is no change in centroid C1, but there is change in centroid C2 and C3. There should be no change in the centroids in the consecutive iterations. That is all about this video. Hope you understand the concept. Please subscribe my channel and share with your friends. Thank you.